Right, everyone. So the studio's been turned upside down. The Fuchaman has arrived. He's changed all our chairs and moved the computers around. He's
my headphones.
He's taken your headphones.
Sorry.
Is that bad?
What's going on in here?
I know.
And I'm going to tweet a picture in a minute as well, just to show you what our view is. All we can see. I'm going to take a picture of him looking happy. Right, come on, Matthew, smile in that picture.
Yeah.
Sangeeta, are you going to get in there? Just photobomb it, Sangeeta. Come on. Why is there a big gap between you lot?
Yeah, she's afraid of me. Are you afraid of me?
Are you afraid of him?
I don't bite. I might just think. I'm just
what I heard. Right, hang on. And I need to get a flash on this as well. Bear with me one second. This is great radio, everyone. You know what's going on. This is live radio. Patty's taking a picture, and I'm not very good at multitasking. Anyway, there we go. Cool, we'll be tweeting those
Bright
pictures.
lights from your camera. You
Yeah.
can't see anything.
Fuchaman, how are you doing? You good?
I am very well, thank you. I've been listening to the show down here, stuck in the traffic, thinking.
You sound a bit different from when I interviewed you earlier. You had a bit of a kind of like a female voice. I don't know. Can you do different voices? Can you? Is it singing? Is that like the falsetto and stuff?
I'm trying to get it down.
Sangeeta, thank you for being here.
My voice is kind of going in a minute.
Good, I'm glad. Now listen, you've been around. I was listening to you yesterday. I was listening to Eddie chat to you on the radio and all that, and it was nice. He gave you like a 90-second interview. Good.
I know.
And I was thinking,
it was alright.
I was thinking, all right, wow, I'm going to find out a bit more about this guy. And then anyway, Fuchaman, thank you.
And then he said,
leave now.
Yeah, I had enough of this guy now. Can you go now? I think I heard all I need to hear. No, it was really good. It was nice. It was nice. Right.
Now you're live across the city of Bristol on 2 radio stations, a Junior Radio and BCFM, and online via Pirate Nation as well.
Yes.
A brand new album for you. I think this is album number 3 or 4?
Number 3.
Album number 3.
Number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us the name of the album and the inspiration. I know this because I was listening yesterday.
The album is called Papa Jolly, title of my dad. My dad is known as Jolly where we come from, so I dedicate this album to him basically.
And where is that?
This is way up in the hills of Centon, Jamaica. Same place where Bob Marley was born. I love to tell people that. I'm very proud of that. Yeah, so, but this, basically the album is about, uplifting people going through the everyday struggle, because that's all I know is about survival, so I can't sing about anything else, There's also a party element to it as well, fun element to it as well, hence why, the ska song as well,
Okay. So we'll talk about the album in a bit, but I'm fascinated about, for you, I mean, a lot of us growing up, a lot of us lucky enough to grow up. Many people listening may have grown up without dad there, or may have grown up with a grandparent in many different cultures, or different father figures to them.
Yeah.
How important for you, your growing, your development was your father and the father figure? What did it mean to you in terms of the memories now and how you are now?
I think it was very important in a sense where, when you grow up in Jamaica, even though I'm from the countryside of Jamaica, there's always opportunity to be bad and to be involved in negative things,
Sure.
And my dad was a bit of a no-nonsense person who don't believe in that kind of stuff and would do anything he could to keep me away from those kind of things.
We need that right there, don't we?
So it was very important, At the time I was like very often get a bit frustrated and angry when I wasn't able to go into the street and hang out like my friends do, but as time goes by, you see some of them probably either dead or going to prison and stuff like that. So it all makes sense when you get a bit older,
And did you get those? Those things is like, where are you going? Oh, I'm just going to go and hang out. And I remember my dad always used to say to me, and I'm lucky, he's 85, I still have him with me, and he used to say things like, well, if you've got no aim or no purpose, if you're not going to this person's house, if you're not going to do this, if you're just hanging out, if you don't get into trouble, trouble will find you.
Oh well, naturally.
He would always tell me that.
That's true, but it's true.
Yeah, it is true. And he always wanted to know where we were going. And he would be so bad, he would know the family, or he would make it his business to know, where am I going? What's the family like? He was like a modern day social worker is now going to do checks on everywhere. He knew where I was going, he knew my circle of friends, and it was that way that he tried to cast that net of protection around me without me even knowing.
Yeah. Well, you see, I mean, certainly when I was growing up in Jamaica, when you live in Jamaica, you live in a community, it doesn't matter if it's 10,000 people living there, everybody know each other. You know what I mean? So your parents would see you hang out with a certain kid and thinking, I don't want you hanging out with him, I don't want you walking to school with him, I don't want you sitting on the street with him, and you know?
Absolutely.
So it's always been a bit of the same, so you know who you're hanging out with kind of thing.
That's true. Now listen, I've got to say good morning to Eddie, who did the interview with you yesterday. He just texted me and he said, you told me to keep it short and don't let him whittle on. That's what he said.
Good morning, Eddie. I know it wasn't your fault.
That's me. So Papa John then, the album.
Papa Jolly.
Papa Jolly, sorry, hit me.
You're thinking about your dad.
Yeah, of course I'm. My dad
Papa
was John.
Yeah.
Papa John. Maybe you could do an album like that as well.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm quite happy to change the name and you sign copy, Pat.
Yeah, we can sort that out. For my pops, he's funny, my dad, and he'll say things like son, what's he saying? I don't understand. He's like very well spoken, my dad.
Yeah.
He said, I don't understand what he's saying. I say, Dad, that's patois. You know, you got to listen carefully and understand. So, Going to Love is the current single.
Going to Love You.
Going to Love You is the current single. You've corrected me twice now.
Sorry, I'm a bit kind of.
No, I'm messing about.
Like
You're particular with your music, and it's written right in front of me. It's just that I can't read. Going to Love You is the current single. Tell us about that, because we're going to drop that, and then we'll find some more tracks from the album.
Going to Love You is like complete. It's a different sound from anybody you probably ever associate with the Fuchaman, because this one is like taking you way back down 60s before my times. You know, it's a ska song. It's quite funky. Yeah. And it was filmed locally in Bristol as well. St. Paul's and Eastern. Yes, on YouTube. Going to Love You on YouTube by the Fuchaman people.
We'll find it. In fact, in fact, maybe Susie or Matthew, whoever's doing social media this morning, and should go, I'm multitasking, I can't do something else. We'll try and tweet that out. So this is, introduce it yourself and I'll drop the tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one is Going to Love You.
Kind of hype that tune. The Fuchaman, Going to Love You.
Yeah.
On the one
it's all about love, baby. It's all about love.
Now tell me, you are Bristol based now.
Yes.
Just tell us like maybe the last 2 years, like your travels and what brought you to Bristol.
Well, I used to live in Kent, and I moved to Bristol.
Someone has to, don't they? No, I'm joking. Joking.
Yeah, Kent is a nice place, very nice place. I moved to Bristol 2.5 years ago or so. But while living there, I used to come to Bristol to perform.
Okay.
And I got families that I grew up with in Jamaica that also
come to Bristol,
live in Bristol.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been visiting Bristol, and Bristol has always been a very how you say it now? It's a great hunting ground for me musically.
Sure.
And I think the fact that
it's the most musical city in the country.
Well, I don't doubt it for a minute.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I used to come to Bristol to perform even way before I come down here. And the energy was just so nice that I couldn't wait to move down here.
What was your perception though? Because I remember I lived in the Midlands, I lived in Nottingham when I'm 13 because of lots of reasons. My pop said, we're all moving to Bristol. We went, what? What's that? There's like cows there. There's like, that's all we thought.
Yeah.
The perception, not realising that it was a city massive, bigger than Nottingham.
Yeah.
But at the time, the perception was, there's all country people. Yeah, they all talk like that. And now we talk like that.
Very strong R's.
Yeah. So what was your perception before you ever came to Bristol? Did you have any ideas about what you thought it might be like, and then you got here?
Well, I tell you what, before I actually ever visit Bristol, I watched a documentary on the television about Easton and St. Paul's, which terrifies me really. I mean, I was telling somebody the story I think probably about yesterday as well.
Yeah.
I watched this documentary about how dangerous the gangs are, and Stapleton Road was like one of the most dangerous roads in the whole of the United Kingdom. And I remember, I never forget the very first time I came to Bristol visiting my cousin. He was living in Easton, and his mom lived in St. Paul's. So we was going to visit his mom in St. Paul's.
Yeah.
And I remember on the way around to St. Paul's, which is now just off Ashley Road there, going down towards like Dad's cab, walking down there, and this big I'm a police van passed me and these guys jumping out, running towards me. I was in a panic. I was thinking, do I look like somebody they're looking for? I thought they was coming towards me. And this whole thing that I got about St. Paul's, which I was already afraid of before I even come to Bristol.
That's interesting you said that, because it's probably someone like from the Daily Mail or the Sun that would produce that film, that documentary about Bristol, is that actually the unfair publicity that we get. And
I think it is as well.
And the thing is that you just illustrated as well, as an artist, but as a black man, you were influenced by what you saw on TV about people from your own community in terms of, fellow Jamaicans, fellows, Caribbean friends and family. And we get influenced, don't we? What we see on TV, people tell us. Now, you know and I know now, and everybody in this room know, one of the best places in the world to shop is the Stapleton Road.
It is.
One of the loveliest places to go around St. Paul's, Eastern, an amazing area, but what we're told, what outsiders look in on us and they tell us things about our communities, and they tell us things about us and our music, and do you know what? We believe it, don't we?
It is. I mean, I think unless Bristol has dramatically changed since I watched that documentary,
which it has,
it was a completely misled into Bristol as a place, city and people, because like I said, when I see that on there, I was thinking, Jesus, Bristol look like a mad place. Like you can't walk down Stapleton Road because so many things happen in there. I mean, I know, just like anywhere in the country, people have their problem, but I never seen or heard of anything at all like I watch or expected to be going on. And
there's a lot we need to do in Bristol. There's a lot of poverty still and a big gap that we need to close down. But actually, in terms of other places, there's problems everywhere.
Naturally,
but I think it's a beautiful city, and I think there's more togetherness in our city. There's a peace vigil tonight that's on College Green, 6 o'clock, and I hope everyone that's listening is going to make their way down there, or even if you go down and you're driving past, pip your horn in support. This is about lots of communities coming together to say, listen, together we support, and that's the beautiful side of Bristol as well.
It is true, and as you mentioned about Stapleton Road as well. I mean, when I go on Stapleton Road, is the closest I get to Jamaica, because that's where I get all of my chocho and my cocoa and my potato. He's looking at me, never heard of any of these. My dasheen and all of my typical stuff that I only ever get in Jamaica.
Listen, he watches a cookery show. There we go.
I'm feeling very jealous.
Oh, is it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So Bristol is very multicultural, which is brilliant, because people are used to people from other background as well. It's not as closed off. Like I remember when I first moved to Kent, I went into a place called Paddock Wood once, and I saw these kids there in this Montessori school I'm taking my little daughter to. And I tell you what, all of these kids just look up at me like this, like. Even kids pointing at me, touching their mom legs, pointing towards me like they never seen a black person before, ever. You know what I mean? And it took me...
the closest they've seen is Rasta Mouse, to be fair, on the TV.
Rasta Mouse was the back then. So they haven't seen anything yet. I remember when I first moved to Kent, I must have told 1 million people this story. It took me about 4 weeks before I seen anyone of any other ethnic minority.
Wow.
About 4 weeks, and I still remember where in the street I saw this guy. He was an Asian guy I saw walking down on Tunbridge High Street.
Isn't it funny? And then you smile,
and
you go to an area.
Like you expect him to say hello to you.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't, thinking,
he doesn't.
Who's that big tall black dude in my area?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, this being said though, I have met another great amount of friends there. Very, I mean, I had a really good time there as well. Got lots of good supportive people there. So
okay, we're going to stop there as well. I just want to say, if you were catching the 8:30 bus this morning, I'm sorry if you've missed it, because it's now 8:33. The Fuchaman has delayed the news. He's caused mayhem in the studio, so we're going to take a break for the news, traffic and travel, and we'll talk some more afterwards.
Cheers.
Award-winning One Love Breakfast.
Live on One Love Breakfast. No More Lonely Days, taken from the album, the brand new album, Papa Jolly, available right now through all good leading outlets. You can get it on Amazon, I'm sure, Google Play, iTunes, all
everything, all the legal major, hopefully only the legal ones, but all the major legal ones.
I'm sure you'll get a few illegal ones, but hey, that's just the way the music business goes. If it wasn't for the illegal ones, sometimes we wouldn't be able to push the music out in the way that we need to. So
that's true.
And it's the same, pirate radio and all that, so we got to give massive shouts to all of that. Listen, it's 19 minutes inside 9 o'clock. We have the Fuchaman here. I have just tweeted. So if you see the picture, you see the big bright light that he's just shoved in our eyes. Yeah, I'm just going to film it. I'm going to repaint the studio, everything. Change it all around his here.
I thought you liked Spotlight, Pat. Sorry, I thought you liked the Spotlight.
No, not me, man. No,
you know what?
I like to just be the little guy sat in the corner.
Oh, no, I don't think so. You know what I want to say?
Yeah, go on.
I think I'll sit down here and watching Matty Touch reading the news.
Yeah.
I think it was incredible. I could never do that and don't miss up my word. I don't know. I am a bit dyslexic as well, which would never. But also, so this is something. No, it wouldn't. But this is something I want to ask Matthew. Basically, why did when he started speaking, reading the news about France, he was speaking with a French accent?
Actually, let me just secret. I used to live in France.
Oh!
So when he's talking the accent.
Yeah, he did really well. It makes sense now. Now I understand where the accent came from.
Do you notice, and this is interesting, so, and this is, right, my wife is from the Caribbean, she's from Dominica, right?
Yeah.
And so, and you're chatting to people, and even people that weren't born in the Caribbean that are from that heritage, it's funny. When they start talking about Caribbean food, they start talking about, dashing, and they start talking about sweet potato and all different things and yam and whatever. Yeah. It's funny the accent people go into when they're describing the food they're going to eat. Is that the same if you're from India, Sangeeta?
It is, and it's funny because sometimes you do that as well, isn't it? When you're talking to me, you're going to your Indian accent. Not very well you do.
I used to get told off, right? I used to get told off for going into an Indian accent. It was actually by my wife. She would tell me off, and I say, "Sure, hang on."
It's quite nice.
No, but the thing is, I remember my aunties and my mum, God rest her, had a little tinge of Indian accent. My dad's well spoken, but my aunties and some of my uncles and whatever had an accent. And so I'm saying, Cher, but you were born in England, right? You were born in or Southmead, or lived in St. Werburgh's or whatever. That's where you're from. Yeah. But you chat patois and you'll come out with Caribbean accent when you're talking to different people.
Yeah.
So why can't I? So if you're Indian, you're going, morning, mummy, like
that's brilliant.
And people think that we're mocking, but actually it's almost like a comfort to us because remember,
you're connecting with the people.
Grandparents or aunties and uncles, and that's how they were. So some people see it as making fun, basically taking the so-and-so, but actually is not. And if we do it ourselves, it's a comfort thing, I think.
I tell you what happened, Pat. As we're on this subject, Reggae Records released my album. It's a record label in France.
Yep.
So I have, over the years, while I've been working on this album with them, we had various conversations, like most weeks. And there's a guy called Julio from the label. Yeah. Every time I'm talking to him, I find myself kind of speaking with sort of like a French accent.
See?
As if I don't know French, but I'm thinking, it's almost like my man is telling me that if I speak sort of close to what he's saying, it will make him understand me better or something. I don't know subconsciously what's going on.
So let's see how good you are at understanding France. I'm going to ask Matthew a couple of questions about you. Okay? Yeah. And he's going to answer in French. Okay? And we're videoing this, so when you send it to your label, they're going to be able to see this. Oh my gosh, how do I say good morning in French? Someone out there. Yes, bonjour, Matthew. How are you? I'll just speak in my accent. So the Fuchaman is with you today. If you were writing a profile for him on a dating site, okay, how would you describe him physically in French, please?
Un mec assez grand à côté de moi, les cheveux noirs.
Yeah, we got the black in, well done.
Visage, il a une barbe. C'est payé, I'm doing the accent.
Yeah. Just do it in French, mate. Get on
Quoi
with
d'autre? Il est un mec assez sympa.
Really? Would you? Really? Oh, sorry, French. And so how about his songs? What would you say about his music? If you were to describe it for the first time on hearing. In French, please. And today?
No, I'm struggling to actually describe even in English because it's a unique sound. C'est un son unique.
Thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause for Matthew Tosh. Yeah, and a French record label, you hear that, right? If you need any more translation, Matthew Tosh translation. So he does fireworks as well, pyrotechnics. Right, back to you then.
Yeah.
It's about you right now.
Yeah. It's alright because it's funny you do that because last night I had an interview on a French radio.
Okay.
And there wasn't anyone at the French at the station that speaks English.
Wow.
So now Julio from Reggae Records and Jem, they went to the radio station, and Julio, while I was on the phone, Julio was talking to me in English. I speak to Julio, and then Julio translated through the radio station in France to the DJs and the listeners. So it was quite interesting.
We need to talk. I'll have another chat.
You see, you can do some fluent French speaking.
It is, but as to what Matthew was saying about me a while ago for this dating website, I know exactly what he said.
Go on, tell me what he said then, come on.
He said, Reggae's Fuchaman is tall, dark, handsome with beautiful beard and dreadlocks. You definitely should go to it. It's brilliant.
Now let me say, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I am in a way. So so you described that as the dating website. Now we know in hip hop music and in reggae music and many music forms. I carried an interview with Butcher Banton. It's a historic interview, but homophobia and negativity towards different people from hip hop, from reggae. How do you view that in the sense of you said, hey ladies, tall, dark and handsome, you will get many men across the world that will and look at a picture of you too, as in with David Beckham and obviously me and others. How do you view that? Do you view that in the sense of saying, hey, what's your take on it?
Well, I mean, far as I'm concerned, like, you never really ever heard me discriminating anybody at all in my music, because that's not what I'm about. Everybody's an individual and each to their own and do what they want to do. I personally always only ever interest in females. But if a guy have interest in another guy, then that's his interest, not mine. So I don't really spend my time focusing on the way other people live in their life. I'm thinking about what can Fuchaman do to make his life better.
Okay. Cool.
And that's my take on it. That's the way I work,
Okay. And probably a final question for now. You're performing at the Rhymers on the 27th.
Yes,
and you're headlining them. Many of us are going to be there as well.
Yeah.
For you, young people, their development, you're in that field, you support young people and mentor young people anyway.
Yeah.
How important is it for people like yourselves, positive role models, that often will be stereotyped yourself? How important is it for people like yourself to be working with our youngers and doing positive stuff?
I think it is. I think it's very important. I mean, like as you mentioned, I'm a support worker / youth worker as well, and been doing it for like 11 years now as well. And I certainly got a very good, close relationship with Studio 7, with Kizzy Morel and Victoria, and the youths. I visit them a couple of times as well. And for me, it's important because when I started out singing at a really young age in Jamaica, I didn't have the opportunity that these kids have now, which studio access and people support them. Like I said, Kizzy and Victoria are very committed to these kids, and I never had that. But you know what I mean. What I try to do is try to help them where I can with a bit of advice and stuff, because you all know what Fuchaman is like when it comes to music. I'm a bit crazy and performing. So I give them a bit of stage present thing. So it is important for me, because also you can't always let people do exactly what you think they should be doing, but they're guiding them in the right path. And music is a positive way for a lot of teenagers and youths to keep them out of the streets as well. I'm pretty sure that a lot of those young people would probably be somewhere else, which is not very positive, if they weren't at Studio 7 during the time when they're there.
Now the next interview that we're going to have is about it's a food project, something called a Peace Cafe. We're going to talk just after 9 o'clock, and tonight we said as well 6 o'clock, the Peace Vigil on College Green. In terms of your music, do you feel that you have a duty or responsibility, and actually as a human being, working with young people as a mentor and as a father, I imagine as well, to push and promote peace and understanding between communities? Is there a responsibility for you to do that, do you feel?
I think definitely. I think there's definitely a responsibility on artists to do these kind of things, because you got to remember, music is a very powerful tool. It's one of the most powerful tools there is, because it's a way for many people to express themselves, and people can relate to it. I think if you notice, this is an example of how important it is. When a lot of artists and rappers start singing about robbing and killing and doing a lot of things like this, a lot of kids see that as fashion, and they do that. You know what I mean? So when we sing about uplifting people, and let people know that you understand their struggles. So when I sing a song like that, like I sing a song called Don't Give Up, you know what I mean? I get a message from a lady in America on Facebook saying she had cancer. Well, she has cancer, and she listened to Don't Give Up, my song, in her bed every day. You know what I mean? So of course it got an influence on people when we sing stuff. So we should not abuse the music. You know, we should actually use it in a positive way to uplift people and try to help people to guide on the right path and sing something happy, because life is hard enough as well. So we need to be doing happy song too. You know what I mean? Not just things that make people lie in their bed and cry.
No, absolutely. Listen, there are a lot of artists that I interview, and we do the 10 minutes, and it's great. With you, I feel that we need more time, so we'll get you in on the Freshman Crew on a Friday night, and we'll do some live stuff as well, which is nice. It's a big kind of jam show, so we'll do that again. But for now, I know it's breakfast time, and much to say and much to do. Fuchaman, thank you. Better late than never, and it was worth the wait. I will say. A round of applause, please. Fuchaman in the studio. Please introduce Papa Jolly for us right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, actually, sorry, before I do this, can I just take a quick second to say thanks to everyone at BCFM and all the Fuchaman FM listeners. Big up to my French friend Matty Touch, because I love he's going to keep us a French accent. Pat, big up yourself. And the Fuchaman, we have a second Fuchaman up there.
Yeah, Sangeeta.
Sangeeta. Can you say Sangeeta man?
Sangeeta man.
The Sangeeta man. Yeah. All right, and
Susie there as
Susie.
Yeah. And Leo.
Leo, big up Leo, the cameraman. He's a professional, yes. So thank you, and thanks for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I had to get out of my bed earlier than normal. I'll be joking, I'm lying. I'm always up early listening to the One Love show.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
This song is called Papa Jolly, dedicated to my papa. So, love you all, hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon.